TV.
I have something serious to address, and it's with the Dekalb County School Board in Atlanta, Georgia. Some things have come up, and I've been trying to get them to address the topic of evolution in their curriculum, particularly the 7th grade curriculum, because my youngest is in the 7th grade, and I found out that they were talking about, or going to be talking about, evolution, and so I have a real serious problem with that. Those that know the truth should also have a problem with that. So what I'm going to do is to read off my initial email that I sent to them, and their response. They just responded. I just saw their email today, being December 8th, and I just sent them one back. I initially reached out to the school, spoke to several people, the principal, I guess it was the 7th grade principal, spoke to Mr. Suber, I spoke to Dr. Battle. All of these people I have no issues with. I have no problems with anyone at Stevenson Middle School at all. Those guys are just doing their job. They're excellent teachers. All of my kids have gone to the school, so I'm very proud of the school. But due to a standard that was adopted last year, 2016, to input evolution into the curriculum, and I didn't know about this. So it was adopted to be inputted into the curriculum at the school, and according to the email I just got from the school board today, it's a very big problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, this is the original email that I sent to the Dekalb County School Board. And it reads, I'm gonna put on my glasses, not the other ones, but these. Good evening. My son is in the 7th grade attending Stevenson Middle School. On November 27th, he told me that the following day, or the next day, his science teacher, Mr. Sherman, would be teaching on the topic of evolution. I have educated all of my children on this topic, so they know that it is not a factual science and that it's a lie. But there are many parents that do not educate their children on this topic. There are many parents, teachers, and principals that I've spoken with that all share the same truth and knowledge about evolution and the false heliocentric model, and have all concluded that something must be done to get these false teachings removed from all school systems. You ask any science teacher and they will tell you that science is something that is proven through experimentation and observation, all of which evolution has been disproven and having no merit. So our questions are, why is a non-proven pseudo-scientific religion of evolution an approved part of the 7th grade curriculum and all of the other grade curriculums? Question number 2. Why is this non-proven pseudo-scientific religion of evolution being taught as fact when its own creator, Charles Darwin, went on record stating that he could find no tangible evidence to support it? Yes, it is a religion because you have to believe in it. It is a religion because you have to believe in it. And this is something that they say can't be taught in schools. They took prayer out of schools. They took the Bible out of the schools. Why? Because it is a religion. So here is one religion that's approved to be taught in the schools. Yes, it is a religion because you must believe in it. There is no science to back this theory up at all. Question number 3. Since you must believe in evolution science, then creation science, which is proven science, must be added to the same curriculum and taught. Question number 4. Why is a false religion being taught in a science class, let alone in school, period? Question number 5, Dekalb County. Is it part of the Dekalb County School Board to dumb down and miseducate our children with a theory that has been shown to have a negative impact on society, both intellectually and spiritually? You know how many people, because they believe that they got here by chance, by accident, and that they're nothing but a speck in the universe? Do you know how many depression problems that has caused people? Do you know how many people, just because they believe this, choose to not to believe in God? Because they believe that they have no value anyway, that they're not important anyway. That's the problem. That's one of the problems, big problems with this. While God says we are unique and that He knows every hair on our head. Question number 6. When did Dekalb County School Board agree that it was feasible to teach our children the lie that we are monkeys flying on a spinning ball? If you believe in evolution, then you believe that we evolved from monkeys, or we evolved from sludge, or we evolved from fish, or we evolved from rocks. Next question. These people get on my nerves for real. Question number 7. When did Dekalb County School Board agree that it was feasible to teach our children the lie that we evolved from fish, from monkeys, from cosmic sludge, or as Bill Nye the Lion Guy now says, we came from Martians and aliens? Bill Nye. You know him as Bill Nye the Science Guy. We in the Flat Earth movement know him as Bill Nye the Lion Guy. Martians? Really? We demand answers. If creation of the earth and everything in it by God cannot be taught as part of life science curriculum, then evolution needs to be removed as well, period. Charles Darwin admitted that the human eye and animal wings presented an impossible obstacle to his theory. He even went on to call them the most grievous objections to his theory. The human eye. He cannot even explain the human eye or winged animals in his evolutionary theory. It presents a grievous objection to his theory. And yet they teaching this crap in our classrooms. The own founder of this evolution lie does not even have the science to back it up. Does not even have any experimentation to back it up. Does not even have any observations to back it up. And everyone that has ever came out and said that, oh, I found a Neanderthal man, oh, I found Pit Man or Piltdown Man, all these other lies that they came up with were all found out to be liars, and all of these things have been known as hoaxes. Even the most recent, Lucy, was just a doggone chimpanzee, just an ape. And yet they teaching that, oh, that was the first person, that was the in between, the monkey going to the man. Give me a freaking break, y'all, a bunch of liars. As stated previously, science is observable. No one has ever observed one species evolving into another completely different one. Let me pause here, because one of the things that they try to say is that, well, you see a caterpillar evolve into a butterfly. No, that's not evolution, because evolution does not exist. It's a lie. The life cycle of a butterfly starts as a caterpillar. Butterflies don't have butterfly babies. They come out as babies in caterpillar form, just like when we come out into this world, are babies. And we grow up into adults. Butterfly comes out as a caterpillar, and then it becomes a butterfly. Try to teach us that dogs evolve from rocks. When have you ever seen a rock change into a dog? I'll wait. Come on, Dekalb County. You got an answer yet? Back to the letter. You've never observed any species evolving into another completely different one. Natural selection nor macro evolution have ever been proven, and yet they are taught as fact, as part of evolution. Liars. No one has ever found a half fish, half reptile animal, or a half reptile, half bird animal. Evolution teaches we evolved from monkeys because of similarities in our body makeup. Well, you know what? Each human, every person has has bones in our arms. On the thumb side is the radial. Pinky side is the ulnar. Just like you have your radial artery vein, ulnar artery and vein. Don't let me go back into my medical background on you. All right, so we have a radial and ulnar. Do you know what other animals also have a radial and ulnar? Whales, cows, dogs, horses, cats, and even alligators. So are we to say that we evolved from all of them now? I didn't think so. If some scientists came out and said that, yeah, we evolved from alligators and whales, then I bet you guys will put it in your textbooks, won't you, Dekalb County? It seems like the Dekalb County School Board, instead of ensuring our children are taught the truth, are more interested in going along with the agenda to abolish the creation of God and replace it with a godless, non-scientific myth of by chance evolution. We just happen to be here and get here by accident because nothing impacted with nothing and exploded. That's your Big Bang. Nothing collided with nothing and exploded and created a Big Bang. Nothing did. Nothing. This is the Big Bang. This is evolution. This is what's taught in class for us to believe it as fact and as truth. Does this crap make any sense to you at all? So Dekalb County, those questions that I read off, I want answers. We want answers. You say, who are we? You on this thing by yourself. We the people want answers. All of the other parents, all of the other teachers, all the other school administrators want answers as to why you're forcing them to teach this crap to the kids. The parents want to know the same thing. We sending our children to the schools because we trust the teachers, we trust the schools to teach our children right, to teach our children the truth, not to teach our children this fake religion. And as I said, it is a religion because it's not backed up with science, and it's something you just have to believe in. Where's the science behind evolution? There is none. I'm waiting on answers, Dekalb County. We are waiting on answers. Where y'all at? I'm calling you out. No. The answer to your question is no. No, I will not go away. No, I will not be quiet. No, I will not let this go. We want answers. We want evolution out of the curriculum at all of the Dekalb County schools, every grade level. I don't care what grade level it's in. Remove it. It has no business there. You had no business putting it there. You had no business approving it. I don't care what school board it came from. I don't care what Department of Education thing crap it came from. You had no business putting it there. Just because they say that this needs to go into the curriculum, y'all just do it without doing any research on your own? What are we paying our tax dollars for? What are we paying y'all salaries for? For you to just sit up in your offices at your desk and not care about the education of our kids? I went to the school board meeting last week. Today's Saturday. It was this week. I went to a school board meeting. Teachers up there complaining about schools that don't even have hooks in the classrooms so the kids can hang their coats on. Come on, Dekalb County. Where y'all at, man? Where are y'all at? Y'all want us to go to all these PTA meetings and PTSA meetings and all this other stuff? Y'all want us to keep giving money to all this candy fund and that candy fund and all that? What y'all doing? School board, what are y'all doing? What you doing, man? Do your job. I'm sick of this crap with y'all, man. This is ridiculous. I want answers. So, what I've been told is that their next school board community meeting is January 8th. It is at 5:45. Yeah, 5:45. January 8th. Look it up online to confirm that. It's the Dekalb County School Board in Georgia Community School Board meeting. I want every person in DeKalb, every parent, every teacher, everybody in the Flat Earth movement, every administrator to come to this meeting and voice your doggone opinion. Help support me. Hopefully they'll put me on the list. I'm not being quiet. They're already not accepting my calls. I've left message after message after message for Ms. Werner. What's your name? I'm gonna put you on blast. Your whole name. I've called Miss Deneen McBean Warner. I've left you several messages. You have not called me back. You lied to the school and said that you left me several messages. You are lying. I want your superintendent to know you are lying. Miss Jacqueline Stevens. Well, Miss McBean Warner did call me after she received my initial email. And that was it. After that, I left her message after message, call after call. Nobody answers. I guess she's never at her desk, so I don't know what she's getting paid to do. Miss Jacqueline Stevens, she has called and left me a message. She seems nice. And I've called her back. But Dekalb County School Board, y'all have a problem. Because when people call and they have to leave messages, if people haven't set up their voicemail yet, it goes into the abyss. And is redirected to some number or some attendant that doesn't even have an extension. So how are we supposed to get in touch with anybody? Huh? I'm trying to do what I need to do as a parent. Y'all should be taking this junk up yourselves. Lazy, man. So, Ms. McBean Warner, try answering the phone next time I call, please. I'll be calling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday like I always do. If y'all open. And hopefully you're at your desk so you can answer the phone. Because your assistant can't get in touch with her either. So Ms. McBean Warner's messages, if this is an emergency or whatever and you need to really get in contact with me, hit up my assistant at this number. Ms. Lewis, where's she at? I don't know where she at. I don't know. Maybe y'all just go clock in and then leave, go to the house. I don't know. So, no one can ever get in contact with you. And for you to sit up here and lie and say that you left me several messages, I would like to know where those messages are, because all of my calls to you are recorded. Every message I left to you is recorded and it's logged. Ms. Warner. Anyway, y'all, back to what I was saying. The meeting, the school board community meeting is January 8th. Please come up, show out, show your support. Everybody come out. You don't even have to wear your Rebel Rob t-shirt. You don't even have to wear your Flat Earth t-shirt if you don't want. Just come and show your support, because we need to let them know that we, the people, are not going to tolerate this, and we demand answers. The more numbers show up, the better. So if y'all with me, I'll see you on the 8th of January. All right, it's your boy Rebel Rob. As always, keep loving everybody, keep loving yourselves, and keep it flat. See you.
You guys believe 20 billion years ago there was a Big Bang where nothing exploded and produced everything. 4.6 billion years ago the earth cooled down, made a hard rocky crust. It rained on the rocks for millions of years, turned them into soup, and the soup came alive 3 billion years ago. Found somebody to marry, and something to eat, of course, and slowly evolved into everything we see today. There are some lies in our science books. Taught it for 15 years. Even though I'm not teaching it anymore, I still like to study. It's so many neat things to learn. We're going to cover some of that tonight. I'm not against science, I'm not against schools, I'm not against teachers, because most of them don't know what they believe. You have to tell them. They teach the kids it all started with a Big Bang 20 billion years ago. What exploded? This is what the textbooks teach. Yes, boys and girls, you see, nothing exploded, and here we are. So I asked this professor if I could ask him some questions about the Big Bang. I said, where did all this matter come from? He said, well, we don't know that for sure. I said, well, sir, would you please tell me where the laws came from? The universe is run by laws, gravity, centrifugal force, inertia. Who gave the laws? He said, we don't know that either. I said, sir, could you tell me where the energy came from? You know, it takes energy to make a Big Bang. Who bought the gas to run this machine anyway? He said, we don't know that either. I said, sir, could I ask you another question? He said, sure. What else would you like to know? Else? What do you mean else? You haven't told me nothing yet. Okay, now, sir, hold it. If I told you that I believe God created the heaven and the earth, like the Bible teaches, you're going to say, and where did God come from? And I don't know. But you said, well, we don't know that for sure. We don't know that either. Don't tell me my theory is religious and yours is science. Oh, no, sir, they're both religious. Evolution is a religion. You have to believe. So I asked the professor, where did the matter come from? He said, I don't know. So basically, I believe in the beginning God, and you believe in the beginning dirt. One professor was getting kind of upset about this time. He said, Mr. Hovind, there are hundreds of varieties of dogs in the world. He said, you mean to tell me that you believe all these dogs came from 2 dogs off of Noah's Ark? You expect me to believe that? I said, sir, would you look at what you're teaching your students? You're teaching your students that all the dogs in the world came from a rock. Then they're going to tell the kids, well, we have evidence for this theory. Charlie Darwin stopped off at these islands right there called the Galapagos Islands. Charlie studied the birds very carefully and said, you know what? I think all these birds had a common ancestor. I bet you're right, Charlie. It was a bird. You see 14 kinds of birds, and you conclude that birds and bananas are related. They tell the kids they have evidence of evolution from fossils. I don't think so. If you find a fossil in the dirt, all you know is it died. You don't know that it had any kids. And you sure don't know that it had different kids. You bring in a bone to the judge. Judge, I found this bone in the dirt. This is the ancestor of all the humans today. They would laugh at you. You don't know that that's the ancestor of anybody. And why on earth would you think a bone in the dirt can do something animals today cannot do? They'll say, boys and girls, you have 2 bones in your wrist, radius and ulna. And boys and girls, look at the whale's flipper carefully. Did you know the whale has 2 bones in his flipper? And they're called the radius and the ulna? Same as ours. Wow. Who named them, teacher? The whale? Think about it. See, what's happened, these guys have looked for missing links in the fossil record. They can't find any, and so they say, well, maybe evolution happened so fast it wasn't preserved. Maybe a reptile laid an egg and a bird hatched out. Well, who did that bird marry? And found a candle burning on the table. And I asked you the question, when was it lit? You say, I don't know, Mr. Hovind, it's burning when I got here. Okay, well then let's do some empirical science. Let's measure the height of the candle. Suppose the candle is 7 inches tall. Who can tell me when it was lit? Okay, nobody. Let's do some more empirical science. Let's measure the rate of burn. Suppose we determine it's burning an inch an hour. When was it lit? You're going to have a hard time telling me unless you're willing to make some assumptions. You find a fossil in the dirt, you can measure how much C14 is in it. Very accurately, by the way. And you can measure how fast it's decaying. That's just like measuring the height of your candle and how fast it's burning. Now, when did that animal die? You don't have a clue. Here's what you ought to consider about carbon dating. Samples of known age, it doesn't work. If it's a sample of unknown age, it is assumed to work. Freshly killed seal, carbon dated 1,300 years old. Shells from living snails, carbon dated 27,000 years old. Living penguins, carbon dated 8,000 years old. One part of Dima was 40,000 years old, another part was 26,000, and the wood next to it is 9,000. Then they tell the kids about the geologic column. They say each of the layers is a different age, you know, Cenozoic, Mesozoic, Paleozoic, Archeozoic, all them zoic boys. Now, if you get a petrified tree standing up, running through different rock layers, I don't think it's smart to say those layers are vastly different ages. Those trees did not get slowly covered by the sediments over millions of years. They would rot and fall down. They'll say, boys and girls, you have an appendix that you don't need anymore. That's a vestigial structure, that's proof of evolution. Well, excuse me, you do need your appendix. The appendix is part of your immune system. If your appendix is taken out, you can still live, okay, but it increases your susceptibility to quite a few diseases. You could live without both your legs and both your arms and both your eyes also. That doesn't prove you don't need them. There are no vestigial organs, and even if there were, that would be the opposite of evolution. That's losing, not gaining. I was taught when I went to school, man used to have a tail, but he lost it because he didn't need it. I thought, didn't need it? Have you ever thought how handy a tail would be? Have you ever come to the door with 2 sacks of groceries? Wouldn't that be nice, man, be able to grab that door and walk right around and get in it? Lost it because we didn't need it. Man, you could drive the car and tune the radio knob and hold the Coke at the same time. Natural selection doesn't cause any evolution. It makes sure the bad ones don't survive, but it's not going to change it to something else. If you worked in a factory that produced cars and your job was to check for defects, and you caught every single mistake and you rejected it, how long would it take that process to change the car to an airplane? You say it'll never change it. That's my point. The students are taught we have evidence from development. Darwin considered this by far the strongest single class of evidence. This textbook says the human embryo growing in the mother has gills like a fish. Those little folds of skin are not gills. Those little wrinkles under your chin when you're growing up later develop into bones in the ear and glands in the throat. They never have anything to do with breathing. I've seen folks that have 5 or 6 chins and they can't breathe through any of them but the top one. Those are not gill slits. Ernst Haeckel, though, said the turning point in his thinking was when he read Darwin's book. He made huge charts of his posters of his drawings of these embryos and traveled all over Germany and just about by himself converted the Germans to believing in evolution. Haeckel took a drawing of a dog and a human embryo and he changed them to make them look exactly alike. On top are Haeckel's fake drawings. Underneath are actual photographs of what he claimed he was drawing a picture of. Now, either he's a lousy artist or he's a liar. Well, it turns out he's a liar. He was convicted of fraud by his own university, proven to be a fraud. But guess what? Haeckel's fake drawings are still used in textbooks in your state right now. It's only been proven wrong 125 years ago. I know it takes a while to get textbooks up to date, but that ought to be plenty of time. Adolf Hitler said, "You let me control the textbooks, I'll control the state." Watch this sentence here carefully. Some kid's doing this for homework tonight. Boys and girls, do you think humans are still evolving? Now, what kind of question is that? Doesn't that question assume that evolution has happened? What if a kid doesn't believe in evolution? How's he supposed to do his homework tonight? That question does not teach him how to think critically. That teaches him what to think, not how to think. And when the kid gets done with this course, he's going to think he knows how to think. But he doesn't. He knows how to be told what to think. Brainwashing at taxpayer expense. They want to use my tax dollars to teach that to your kids in our schools. And that's where the problem comes in. Okay? If you want to believe in the Big Bang, just enjoy yourself, but keep your religion at home.
Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
Rubber Rob TV.